Road to Success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank. You are listening, caring partner.
Welcome to Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Welcome to Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. My guest today is Emily Mulaya. She is the director of Emmys Foundation. Welcome to the show, Emily.
Thank you.
Tell me about Emmys Foundation. Obviously, it has your name, but then it's a foundation. What is it about, and what do you do?
Emmys Foundation was founded last year in December, and it was launched on 18th of December. 2011, and Emmys Foundation was founded to aid Emmys House, which is a new home in Kileleshwa, and also to help Telenas, which is a founder. The first thing actually I did was Telenas, which is home care and looking after clients in their homes.
Telenas was the first baby, and then Emmys House, and then all that falls under Emmys Foundation.
That falls under Emmys Foundation.
Where did the dream come from, and how did all these different entities come to be?
I worked in Nairobi Hospital for 16 years as a registered nurse in accident and emergency department. And when I was in Nairobi Hospital, I went out to England to do some courses, and I worked on the bench during that time, which is home care. And from there, it was an urge. Why don't we have such a thing in our country? So I came and they said, fine, when I retire from Nairobi Hospital, that is my next step. And I was bold enough to retire when I still had the energy to start Telenas.
How did it all become now Telenas? The name, registering it, finding a place?
I looked at the names and said, well, what would make sense? This is a nurse you're calling on the telephone. You're not going to meet her in the hospital to pick her up. You're not going to go to her house. She can pick the phone anywhere. And by that time, we didn't have mobiles still. So I decided it's going to be telephone a nurse. So you get the nurse on the phone. And that's how the name Telenas came by. How Telenas works is somebody calls on the phone and says, I have a patient in Nairobi Hospital, wherever at home, and I need help. So we go there, we assess the patient, and then find out what kind or cadre of nurse we should give to the patient. Sometimes when it's time, we visit the house to see where the patient is going to stay and do a bit of adjustment, the bed, and the extra things they need in the house before we discharge the patient home. After we have checked the home, everything's fine, where the patient is going to be, then the patient comes home with a nurse. It depends on the family, whether they want somebody to cover 24 hours or just 12 hours, which is either day or night. So from there, the nurse is there. If it's day, it involves two nurses. The one who is the main nurse who is there every day, and the other one who is a reliever. If it's day and night, then it involves three nurses. The one who is there on night duty permanently, day permanently, and a reliever. So that's how it works. But we work under a doctor's umbrella. So the instructions on medication and any other instructions will liaise with the doctor, and the doctor gives the instructions on that.
But that must be really nice, especially for families who, sometimes you don't really want your patient to be in the hospital for so long. You want to bring them home. It's probably even more affordable. Is that the value that Telenas gives?
Okay, that's one of it. It's more affordable. Mm-hmm. And secondly, the patient recovers fast because this patient is in the usual surrounding at home with the family, eat the normal food he's always been eating or she's been eating. They're in their own comfortable bed, and that makes them recover quickly.
So Telenurse then, that became an entity. And then Emmy's House was born. Tell me about Emmy's House.
How Emmy's House came in is because my late father was my mentor, and one of his wishes was, I hope in your life you'll be able to start an old people's home, because he had traveled far and wide and he had thought about old people's homes. So then, being also medical, he knew exactly what he was talking about.
Telenurse is also probably provides the care for Emmy's House. They're complementary organizations in that sense.
Telenurse provides the nurses who look after Emmy's House.
Now, Emmy's Foundation.
Now, what happened is, I thought, no, sometimes things may not be very good. I need to start a foundation, because I looked at everything going on. We have so many old people of our own who cannot afford. We have a lot going on and people cannot afford. We have got the slums where people need to be fed and all that. And I thought, no, let me put it into a foundation. Now the foundation will be the main umbrella, and under the umbrella there will be Emmy's House and Telenurse. So what the foundation is doing is looking after Emmy's House and Telenurse. Now my aim of doing that is because I want to go far and wide, and I want to help our own people. We don't have really many homes where we can take our own people. And also I want to supplement for those who can't afford, that we can be able to keep them in Emmy's House with no charge. We'll feed them, we'll dress them, we'll look after them medically and house them.
We need to take a short break now. When we return, we'll hear more about Emmy's Foundation. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. My guest today is Emmy Mulaya. She is the director of Emmy's Foundation. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Before we went on the break, you were sharing with us about the foundation, which is really an umbrella body for Telephone and Nurse, and Emmy's House, which takes care of old people. So, Emmy, what does it take to be in your kind of, the business that you're doing?
You have to have the passion, the patience, and there's a call. I looked at our countries and I saw maybe I myself am the last generation to look after my parents. The next generation, nobody will be looking after their parents. They're too busy. And then I looked at it and said, we have people who bring their parents up and you leave them in the house with the maid. Your mom is watching TV, or whoever one of your parents is watching TV the whole day. You have kids in school. You go and pick up your kids in school. You are rushing home. When you arrive home, the homework is waiting. And your kids are there. So you have to do the homework with the kids. And your mom is still there, or your dad is still there just watching whatever she's been. The maid has no time to sit with your parents and talk to them, because she's also got her chores to do. So I thought about, these people who've got the grannies or the mom have come for treatment. Why don't they also bring them there for what we call flexi? They stay here during the day, they talk to the others, they have the meal, and they have a productive day with the other, talking to the other oldies and also talking to the nurses. Then you pick them up as you pick your kid from school and take her home and have the little time you have with her. Because you realize when you start doing homework with your kids, you have no time for your parents who are sitting there. You give them dinner, yes. Then after that, they go to bed. How much time have you given them?
What are some of the challenges that you're facing?
Our people don't have an idea of what homes are for. So when you tell them that, I think you can bring your mom at home because you're leaving her alone in the house, they don't look at the comfort of your parents. They're looking at the comfort of the pocket. It is not that expensive because she'll be looked after, nursing will be done, food will be given. So you find you have challenges that for making people understand, it's so difficult to make our people understand that it's less costly and you relax mentally. Other challenges we have is our people, it has not come to their heart that this is a necessity. But I'm looking at it, and me and you, 2030, where will we be? Are we going to be as young as we are? Is our mind going to be working the same? And who will be looking after us? Because we are all talking about 2030. Sometimes they're difficult. They're just like children. They're very difficult sometimes. Sometimes the one may just say, I don't want to eat, and may just have withdraw the whole day. But their mind is working. They also think of their children. Why aren't you visiting them?
Looking back, any regrets about taking this road?
I don't regret at all because I feel I want my junior to be senior. So if I don't move, how is my junior going to be senior? If I stick in the same post for the last 20, 30 years, how does somebody else now step higher or progress? What I feel now that with Emmy's foundation, it is my baby, and it's the baby I want to nurse. I want to nurse this baby into the other areas of Nairobi. I want to nurse this baby into other counties. And I'm not going to relax until I see another Emmy's house, at least maybe by end of this year. But I'm happy with it. It's coming up. But I still need a lot of support from people who can come in, talk to these people, whatever donation they can bring in, whatever you can. To develop the Emmy's house, we need quite a bit of money. But this money has to come through corporate, who will come and visit it and see it, and show people that this is what we need in our next future.
Emmy, before I let you go, probably tell us, this thing that you do, taking care of people through Telenurse, Emmy's house, and now the foundation that you're wanting to involve more people, is it something that is for just people, specialized people, the doctors and the nurses, or is it something that anyone can get involved in?
It involves nursing, because some of these old people are sick. People in the home are also sick. So it involves nursing. But it also involves the families. The families have to be willing. So to look after the old people, there must be the nurses there. And you have the other team of support. And anybody can go in, train to look after the old people. Now, we look at the community nurses or community carers. They can also look after the old people.
Emmy, thank you so much for coming to share your story. A great inspiration. Thank you for coming.
Thank you also.
You've been watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Have a great week. God bless.
Road to Success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank. You are listening, caring partner.